West Hillsborough Avenue. Then turn right.
Okay, y'all. So this is the deal. And my thing is, like, I'm not really too invested in celebrity gossip or news. But the only reason I'm invested in this is because it's boxing. It's concerning boxing news because Clarissa is boxing, right? And essentially she is the face of boxing. So I think I mentioned this before, like, about how, like, I know, first of all, a woman knows, especially a woman, like any woman or even a man knows when a man is really, into another woman. Like, a man can tell. Like, if you're honest with yourself,
proceed to the route.
Men, especially black men, you can tell that Pap is not into that girl like that. Like, you think she likes to think he is. And women especially know that man does not care for that girl like that.
Turn right.
Because first of all,
Hillsborough Avenue.
She should never have to ask him to show affection, especially on camera. Secondly, I mean, you can see the chemistry is not what that is. And he just got, he's still dealing with a relationship with his wife. Regardless of whether or not,
3/4 of a mile. Take a
regardless of whether or not she stepped out or not, at the end of the day, that's married folk business, right? So I'm not invested in that. Like, that's not, and the thing is like, I know from experience. So check this, right? She talking about having a baby and doing all this and doing all that. Rumors are she do look like she have a little baby bump. If that's the truth, that's like the worst thing she could ever choose to do for herself, because she might as well kiss her boxing career goodbye, because she already looked like she have weight issues already. Like, if you seen her mama on the thick side. You know what I'm saying? Like, a baby gonna really, like, come in between that. And that girl can eat. And as I've mentioned before, she is very much just like me. I see a lot of me in her. I am a little bit older than her. We're both Pisces on top of that. She's just a little bit crazier than me. I'm crazy, but I know how to contain it. I've learned how to contain it. But right now, like, she's out of control. Nonetheless, with her, talking about, everybody's talking about how, everybody's just applauding and celebrating this relationship as if it's something to be celebrated. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really not, because first of all, if Pat really loved that girl, he would have waited to resolve that issue with his wife before bringing another woman in. And as I said, I know from experience. And me being the wise woman that I am, and yes, I am wise because I got out of that situation before it got worse. I already knew what it was when I got in, which was weird. That wasn't very wise, but I was dealing with some, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't want to get into it right now, but I'll explain it another day. I was dealing with some,
then use the right lane to take a slight right turn onto State Road.
I was dealing with some, I guess, religious hang-ups that might have kept me in the relationship longer than I should have been, I guess, for lack of better terms. And so the religion, so-called religion that I was in, reading the scriptures and everything, like, I was involved in, I was really tied to the scriptures at the time, and technically, according to the scriptures, it wasn't wrong for me to do what I was doing. But of course, everybody has their own interpretation of the scriptures, and so according to the doctrine that I lived by, it was okay. But if she claims to be a Christian, and that's what I claim, I've never claimed to be a Christian. I claim to be a commandment keeper. If you're claiming to be a Christian, what she's doing is wrong. Because according to the Christian doctrine, like, she's committing adultery right now because that man is still married. If it's one man to one woman, and that's the doctrine of Christianity, then she's wrong. Nonetheless, ain't no man.
West Idlewild Avenue.
ain't no man
Then turn
rushing
left
out of,
onto West
like,
Bridal
the thing
Wells.
is with Pap, like, even if he, what am I trying to say? Like, whether he's in his right mind or in his wrong mind, right? Like, no man in his right mind is getting ready to hop into one arrangement straight into another. He's not even divorced yet. So what he looked like trying to, Pap, I believe, and I use that term loosely, I perceive that Pap is wiser than that. He knows exactly what he's doing. And the thing is, a lot of y'all are not thinking beyond what you can see on the media. You're not very intellectual thinkers. Like, you have the intellectual depth of a petri dish. Because think of me, I know from experience. First of all, you don't think that him and Remy are still communicating? Like, Clarissa don't know what's going on. She don't know what they talk about. You know what I'm saying? And there's other nuances and other variables and factors that fall into this that so many people are not looking at. And not to mention, he got children. He got I think a 6-year-old daughter that Remy didn't even want, according to sources, Remy didn't even want that baby. That was for Pap. So for him to, Clarissa's wrong. And that little girl is not going to respect her, even if she were to become said stepmother. If Pap were to marry her, hypothetically, because that's a big stretch. Where is that thing? If Pap were, I'm looking for something so I can throw it in the trash. If Pap were to marry her, and that's a big if, that little girl will never respect Clarissa as a stepmom or as anything. She'll never respect her. Because, first of all, you're talking trash about my mother. You're beefing with my mother over my father, who's still married to my mother. And that's my mother. And I can't respect you for how you talk about my mother. That's not the way to join an already ready-made family. That's not a good look. Like, the daughter is not appreciative. As I had a whole conversation with OG Wells on live. I think y'all saw it. But like he said, that little girl gonna shut that down, because that little girl come first. What in the world? Really? People out here wilding. She gonna shut it down, and rightfully so. But the whole thing is, as I said, so he got a 6-year-old little girl already to take care of, and you think he's getting ready to hop back into having to take care of another baby. So if Clarissa has this child, that's the end of her career, because that man ain't getting ready to change no diapers. And then, he ain't getting ready to do none of that. He ain't getting ready to do all that. Clarissa's gonna have to stop her career to be a mother, unless she hires nannies and this and that. But how you gonna be a mother when you hire nannies? It's okay to have help, but like, there's no way. I don't foresee you being able to be a full-time mother and take care of your child the way that you need to. Especially within the first 3 years, you're gonna have to breastfeed, which you would recommend. But Pap's not getting ready to jump. Pap's not getting ready to jump into one solid commitment into another. Not in his right mind, because in his right mind, he's focused on his career. If that's what he's got these music videos out now. Apparently it looks to me as if he's focused on his career. So he's not going to want to step. And then in his wrong mind, man, he going to want to play the field. Like, he's a free man. Like, he if anything, he's going to try to sow his royal oats, and Clarissa going to think she got him on lock. And even if he do commit, he ain't finna commit to that. He not finna stay faithful. I can tell you that. Soon as he locks her in, hypothetically, if they tie the knot, she not the only one he gonna be messing around with. He gonna be, he gonna be messing around with chicks on the side. I guarantee you that. I can guarantee that. because he not really into her. There's no way that a woman can erase 20 years of connection between a man and a woman, especially when they have like what 2 or 3 children together, and they just had a 6-year-old. And you think that that's just washed away? And I'm telling you from experience. I don't care how much that man told me he loved me. He couldn't tell me not one thing he actually loved about me. Perhaps talking about I love you to death. That's not something you say to somebody that you're in love with. That sounds like something I say to a friend. Somebody that like I got in the friend zone. He don't like that girl like that. I don't even think he like her for real. Like he might think she cool. She a vibe. You know, but in love? Come on, man. The eyes is the gateway to the soul. And you look at it in his eyes and everything. There's so many instances where she tried to show affection on video. And you could always see him trying to avoid it. So, no. All of y'all got the wool pulled over your eyes, and you need to wake up. And it's not supportive because you don't understand the effects. It's not just about the grown-ups. It's about the children that's involved as well. And that's what everybody needs to think about at the end of the day. It's not, I don't approve of it. You can say hating, which I don't understand. And that's another thing that I want to get to is like, man, like the black community is so, like we just lack accountability. Like can't nobody hold nobody accountable for anything because it's just seen as hate. And it's starting to piss me off. Like it's one thing for them folks to come talk about us, but this is a heart to heart between us as people. Like I hate that. Like can't none of us be held accountable. Can't nobody be held accountable. We're hating. No, we're trying to correct you. And that's okay. It's okay to be corrected. It's a difference between being judgmental and correcting. Like can't nobody judge me. What do you mean? Like, okay, so that's the whole thing about it. Like we all like, well, I'm gonna say this. There are there's a very large collective of people that believe that only one life is to live. And if that's what you live by, that's okay. So in that logic, we're all going to be judged one day, right? But my whole thing is, would you rather be judged? Would you rather be corrected by the people here on earth? Or would you want to wait for, because by the time you wait for the Father to judge you, it's already too late. Why would you want to face that judgment? Why not correct yourself now and avoid all of that? That don't make any sense. That's like just saying, that's kind of like saying, well, I might as well just eat whatever I want to because I'm gonna die anyway. Like what? I might also just get as drunk as I can, do as many drugs as I can, and have sex with as many females as I can because I'm gonna die anyway. I'm gonna catch a disease. What? That logic don't make no sense because right now, like because I mean, there's a way to die. You know what I'm saying? You can either die happy or die miserable. You still get to choose how you go out. Just like being a soldier, you can go out honorably, or you can go out like a coward. There's only 2 ways. There's only one. You're only going to go out one way or the other. You're going to go out like a coward. You're going to go out like a soldier, like a troop, like an honorable person in this life. And that's the legacy you're going to leave behind. I got people in my family that went out in the most terrible ways. They suffered when they died. That's not a way to go out because that's just a reflection of how you took care of yourself. You shouldn't have to, and I understand there are different nuances to that too. Like there's certain things, but there's a lot of things that are preventable that we put upon ourselves. Kidney failure, that can be helped. Heart failure, that can be helped. You did that to yourself. High cholesterol, aneurysms, we all do those things. There are certain things that are out of our control sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? There are certain things that, we don't know. But I mean, the obvious things like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, heart disease, we can control diabetes. Those are things that are like completely in our control. Those are things that are completely in our control. You know what I'm saying? There are certain things that are hard for us to control, but as far as those things go, so I'm saying, like, how do you want to lead your life? Do you want to lead your life knowing that you set a good example for the people, you know, for the people coming behind you, for your predecessors? And you know, you'll have people on here saying, well, you know, you're so invested in people that you don't even know. It's not that I'm not really invested. It's just because I pay attention to boxing, right? But at the same time, if this behavior goes unchecked and spoken about, uncriticized, at the end of the day, she is an example. And it's not to say that we should leave our children to be mentored or by our, you know, celebrities and our, you know, people, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not that I'm saying that we should leave our children to be raised by these figures, you know what I'm saying, by these figureheads in our community. But at the same time, we know that the majority of our children learn things from media, and the majority of our children have access to social media, so they're going to get their influence from what they see. And so it's bigger than just gossip. It's bigger than just you know, minding your own business or you know what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. It has to be checked. Like, people have to start understanding it's bigger than that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's the thing. Like, a lot of these athletes, especially when they become these big figureheads, a lot of them you'll hear them say, it's bigger than boxing, it's bigger than basketball. But do they really mean it? Because if it's bigger than basketball, you know that you're becoming a person of influence, a person of power, like a person of, you know what I'm saying, a very significant influence. And so it is bigger than boxing, because you become the face, you become a figurehead, you become a person of influence, a person of somebody. You represent not just yourself, but a whole community of people. And so how are you going to represent those people? And this is why I'm telling, it's so much bigger. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all don't get it. Like, it's so frustrating because y'all don't get it. Like, y'all so shallow. Like, y'all don't have any depth, man. Like, do y'all think? Do y'all sit and meditate? Do y'all read? Do y'all, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not necessarily a religious person, but I surround myself. I think for certain people, you know, religion is good in a spirituality. Religion and spirituality is good to help develop some, you know, certain people that need it, especially develop some moral character. Because without it, people don't have a standard of right and wrong, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it does help set a standard. It does help set a moral code. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't have that. And some people, you know, some people are born with an inherent sense of right and wrong, you know? And so that's what I'm saying. It's like, you people just have no, like, you don't have any moral, y'all just don't have any depth to you. Like, y'all are just walking, like, are just dead inside for real, because you don't get it. And it's so simple for real. It's not really that hard of a concept to grasp, but you just don't get it. So revisiting what I was talking about, how, you know, you'll have all these athletes that come, you know, that become professionals in football, basketball, boxing, track and field, whatever, and they'll say it's bigger than me, it's bigger than boxing, because that's why Muhammad Ali, he said that he wasn't really there just to box, man. He was there to be the change. He was there to be a voice. Because when you're on these type of platforms, when you reach a certain height, you are the voice, you are the representation. And this is why so many, like, you have all these actors and these actresses and these these influencers and these speakers, just all these people that have, made themselves, known to the world, known to the general public, to the seeing eye, or whatever, or what have you. And this is the reason why a whole lot of people, foreigners and everything, think the way they do about us as a community, is because they see how some of our influencers are behaving on these platforms. They're right for everybody to see. They're on camera, on TV, broadcast to the whole world, acting a certain kind of way, and they say, see, that's how they act. See how they act? So it's bigger than just them. It's not about gossip. It's not about being judgmental. It's about it's about being able to show the world something different about us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just about, oh, well, she's hating on me and no, because you're representing us. Nobody sees me. So when they see you, they see me. So automatically, when somebody sees me that knows nothing about us as a community, especially as a black woman, they think I'm just like you. You don't get that, though. And the people that celebrate you, and I'm just talking about everybody. I'm talking about everybody. All these people in these influential positions. Everybody in these influential positions and these large platforms, you're not just doing it for you. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's bigger than just boxing. It's bigger than basketball. It's bigger than football, man. It's bigger than acting. You need to, if you're gonna, okay, as the president, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're a representation. And unfortunately, our president right now is not a good representation. Well, I can't even say that, because he represents what America, see, the thing about him is he represents what America has always stood for. And unfortunately, I am grouped in with America because I was born here. You know what I'm saying? I'm a black American. And so because of that, anywhere I go, I have a bad rap too, because Americans, look what they do. I can't just separate myself from them because you're American, though. But I don't call any shots, especially as a black woman. We were the last ones to be able to vote. So when you are in these positions of influence, you have to tread very carefully. It's not about you anymore. It's not about you. It's not about, oh, well, they just haters. We're not hating on you. We just don't like the way you're representing us, because at the end of the day, they don't see what everyday black women do. They don't see what everyday black men do on a regular day-to-day basis. They don't see us getting up for work, getting up early, getting the children ready for school and making breakfast. And they don't see that we're just regular people. They see you and these other people that look like us. And so you are the representation of us. When you put yourself when you build yourself up to a platform of influence, or a larger platform, you represent us, whether you like it or not. So yes, we are going to have some say-so. We are going to have something to say about it, because we don't like the way you're representing us. You are a representative. Yes, you are a representative. Just like when Sha'Carri Richardson puts on an American flag and she's running track and field for the Olympics, she represents us as black women. She is, because she wears that flag, so she says she's repper for the USA. Yes. You are a representative of black women. And so, yes, we are the ones that are going to support you at the end of the day. So yes, we don't like it's just like with the president. We have a say-so because we're your supporters. We pay taxes and pay your bills. So we have a right to say something. I've been your biggest supporter since day one. I've been following you since almost pretty much since the day your career started. And especially since the day I started boxing. So in reverse, I look to, I'm a little bit older than you, but at the same time, In life, I would, you know what I'm saying? But in boxing, in the boxing world, if you were to come to me, I would shut up and let you teach me something. And I can teach you stuff in life. We can bounce off each other, but that's what I'm saying though. So what I'm telling you is, it's not just about you getting in there. It's about the life that you, one thing, see, I studied martial arts and boxing because martial arts has a philosophy that boxing really doesn't talk about. The only one who really ever spoke about philosophy was Muhammad Ali, and it's about who you are in and outside of the ring. It's a lifestyle. It's not just a thing that you do. It's a lifestyle. Mike Tyson, Customato would tell Mike Tyson that, man. It's a lifestyle, man. It's about discipline. And that's why you didn't win that. That's why you didn't win that award, because, like OG say, man, Angel Reese, man, they talk all up and down her all the time. But guess why she got that award? Because she ain't carrying on like you doing. And she definitely ain't messing with no married man and feuding and putting that woman's name out your mouth. Speaking ill of another man's wife, it doesn't matter. Like, you should just keep your mouth shut. You should just keep your mouth shut. Like, real talk, you should just keep your mouth shut. Because that ain't got nothing to do with you. It's not for you to say what goes on between them and how they work that out. And I told you that before. But nonetheless, it's just frustrating. But I digress. Having a baby by that man is like the worst thing you could ever do. And that's another thing too, y'all, gentlemen. I don't understand how y'all can support a woman that crept on her fiance to get with another man, but y'all supposed to be on the bro code. I think that you know what though, and that's crazy too. I'm thinking that's why, I think Pap really could be playing her. Now that I think about it, maybe he on the bro code and just gonna drag her along for as long as he can because of what she did. Like, a relationship based on lies and deceit and fraud and all of those things based on chaos is not gonna thrive, man. You can't thrive in a relationship like that. That's not gonna thrive. But I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm out.